Y'all, this is my third time coming on trying to make this video about the three nonfictions that I've read recently. So I'm gonna try to make this real quick, okay? Okay, so the first one is The Art of War. I read this one over December timeframe. The reason I was reading it is because I felt like I needed to change my mindset. I'm a corporate girly, so sometimes it really feels like you are fighting a war, if you know what I'm saying, and I think you do. But I really wanted to work on my mindset and perspective on some things in terms of leadership development. So for those of y'all who, lead teams, maybe you lead large projects, things of that nature, The Art of War is really good for just teaching you how to manage through your thinking and your perspective. And I liked it. So again, The Art of War, I've had the book for a while. It's just something that I go back to every now and then, but there's the first one. And then the second one is Our Kind of People. And I read this book, so in 2025, I forgot when in 2025, but I read this book, and this is more, again, these are nonfiction. So this talks about the Black experience. It says inside America's Black upper class. And I'll tell you why. Part of the reason I went for this book, I found out about it on TikTok. It's been around for a long time. But part of the reason I wanted to read this book was because over time, I realized that I was starting to feel like I don't belong in some of the spaces that I go into, that, Black people can't be X type of thing. And I wanted to learn more about how we show up, our past, our history. I'm West Indian, so I also have a different perspective on it. And this book really did a great job of talking about the world of privileged African Americans and Black upper class, and being a part of this community, and it's claiming a hard to penetrate group. I am a member of some of these groups, okay, or a couple of these groups, I would say. Maybe none of these groups, y'all. Anyway, but I thought it was important to understand that perspective, and I felt a lot of pride for the community that I'm in, and so I just thought it was really good. Now, it's not for everybody. I used some of this for research, meaning I wanted to understand a little bit more about why some of the groups existed. And when you understand the context of why they existed, because we weren't allowed to participate in business or in college and education and things like that. It wasn't open to all of us. But even recognizing that there is still a level of elitism even within these groups, I guess I just wanted to understand the history and the context behind it, not for judgment. So don't come for me and tell me how it hurt you. Please don't. I read it because I really wanted to understand the context and the historical aspects behind that. So Our Kind of People gave me a really good sense of pride, even if I'm not in these communities. Still gave me a really sense of pride about our culture and our contributions and all of these things. So Lawrence Otis Graham, he also shares that his perspective, he tells you his perspective and how and why he wrote this book. So I thought that was great. Anyway, a good one for you to pick up, Our Kind of People. And if nothing else, even if you're not a member of these organizations, even if you're not, if you feel like you were left out of something, it's still interesting to read about our history and our contributions, y'all. Okay? We are left out. All of us aren't in the same spaces, and sometimes people feel like me. Sometimes I feel like left out of some of the stuff. But I still take pride in other people's wins and contributions. So it was good I enjoyed it. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that there. The last one I read was, this was part of a book club read, and this was written by Abby Phillips. She is a CNN anchor. I'm not doing her any justice. But the book is called Dream Deferred, Jesse Jackson and the Fight for Black Political Power. This book I read, like I said, because it was part of a book club. And I actually leveraged this book for leadership development, some of the what not to do's. So I took notes on some of the things here. I thought it was good. It talks about the civil rights years and Jesse Jackson's relationship and contributions, all the things. But personally, there were just some things that stood out for me really quickly. First, one of them was the importance of education. He talked about his background, but again, I use this, like I said, I use this for my own development. So I was thinking about the importance of education. Sometimes I hear, I wouldn't say friends, I guess I would say friends, that I'd hear some, well, no, I won't say friends. I'll hear some folks around me say that they don't push their kids to be educated, like it's an option, and I didn't grow up that way. So when I read this book, I was like, yeah, the importance of education, and also the fact that that's something that just cannot be taken from you. The second thing is, and how the fight, right? The fight for that. The second thing was, this is, let's see, y'all, I'm trying not to go through, like I want you to read the book if you can. The fact that he was able to articulate, this page 43, a top-down vision for Black economic empowerment, one that focused not just on Black labor, but Black capital. So what I appreciated about this particular statement, and it talks a little bit more about, how that happened and how Jesse Jackson did all that, was that as a leader, it's important for me to be able to articulate a top-down vision. Without the vision, people perish. So again, like I said, I use this book as something that just spoke to my own personal leadership development. The last thing that was on here, this is on page, what page is this? Page 258, and it says simply, Jesse Jackson, he made this statement: "We were molding opinion." We were molding opinion was a powerful statement to me, because we're on these streets molding opinions about ourselves, about other people. We're molding opinions. So it just reminded me that as a leader, that's something that I have to be cautious of, that I am actually molding opinion, like on a lot of things. So it was just more of a cautionary tale, like I said. So again, those three books, The Art of War, as I mentioned, again, I think, really good book. Our Kind of People, great historical context. And the last book with Jesse Jackson, and I call it the what to do and what not to do in leadership development. All three books are fantastic, great adds if you're looking for 3 nonfictions to add to your collection. All right, I hope that encouraged you to read. Thank you so much for supporting my reading journey, and I hope y'all are doing well. Bye, y'all.